Have you heard of the Pause Art Challenge? It's a short video full of traits to create your own little character, from answers to the sketch and finally the painting. I should warn you, some of the options are very strange. I don't know how this is gonna go. We all know SamDoesArts, right? Of course, he's here on YouTube. He posted this. There's a ton of different options. It's crazy. Okay, let's do this. Number 1. First up appears to be skin tone. Oh my! What is that? An ombre person? Okay. Next. Eyes. Oh. I cannot draw people with their eyes closed. Hair. Oh no, that's kind of cute. Although with the red and the eyes closed, maybe it's not gonna look cute. Okay, next is... Oh, there were loads. Closed. Ooh, okay. Again, not quite sure eyes closed is gonna be right for this. We'll figure it out. We'll figure something out. I don't mind the color palette so far. Black and red. And after closed, we have... eyeballs? Like eye sockets? What is that? Like eyeshadow? Or just eye color? I'm very confused. Features. Things. This is gonna be interesting. I'm gonna get thinking and I'll meet you back here for the sketch.
I think about both your crazy blue eyes. I think about Manhattan. I don't know what happened, but I miss those times.
Well, I think we have enough colours here to choose from.
Still down I'd go, and you pick me up, but I almost tried to wanna float.
Let's just remind ourselves of the parts we need to include, because every single one of these needs to be included in the final painting. But I'm a little confused. We have to find out.
Then we've got eye color. Now this is not too spicy. These are just regular, eye colors that you might find on any kind of character.
Ah, the big brown blobs on the eyes are literally that eyeball color and our eyes are shut. So it doesn't mean anything. Okay, moving on. That's just one less thing to think about. Although drawing people with their eyes closed is ridiculously difficult. We have a sketch, kind of. It's a bit big. Saying that, I don't know how much of this sketch is gonna stick because there's a lot going on in this piece. With the red face, it might be a bit much. Number 1, watercolor. That's where we need to start. But I have another idea. You know, we're using acrylic markers and trying the block style on top of watercolor, and maybe a little bit of ink too. What if we also add collage? I don't know, might work. Maybe we could grab a couple of plain sheets of paper, make some messy pieces, and then see if we can add them later on. Possibly this necklace. I think this might look really cool. Maybe a little bit on the mask as well. Maybe a bit of red and black. I want to try something absolutely crazy. This is a full mixed media piece and I've never created anything like it before. Okay, first up is watercolor. Maybe this paintbrush will work? We need another.
Valentine's Day at the shop watch. Fingers crossed.
The lovely Ashley Monet keeping me company. I love a good long shop vlog. You know, where you can pop it on and create art and you just don't need to think for a while. That is perfect. Okay, so you might be wondering what we're doing right now. We're bringing the final step forward. These are the pieces of paper that are gonna form the collage. As we're working in a sketchbook, I'm literally just using printer paper right now. Getting down some black and red. Yeah, that's it. Trying to make different textures. I don't know if it's gonna work. This is the sketchbook we're working in. It's had Inktober and Peachtober. It's lasted a long while. But let's just lighten that sketch a little.
Everything with us, just know I miss it bad. I hope you think of me when you walk down Broadway. Hear me singing when you hear street bands play.
Oh, the only problem with this sketchbook is this. We need to find something. Anything.
Will you go back to the city? Hope you see me at the Soho Downer. Can't sleep and you're pulling all nighter. Hope you're thinking me.
Using our imagination, the first layer is watercolor. I like to go in with a very watery layer first and then drop paint and gradually deepen the shadows. However, the paint can go wherever it likes with this technique. You really don't know what you're gonna get. Like, I don't know. Look at this, no one knows. Is that the first layer complete? Maybe, who knows? Of course we need splatters. This person is looking slightly terrifying. I guess that's kind of what the red was representing. I don't want it to look exactly like that, but it does look a little bit creepy. You might have noticed that a couple of the accessories haven't made it to the final piece. To be honest, I just think we had a lot going on in this painting. It needed to be simplified a little bit. It's also been zoomed in a little bit, so it's just neck and above really. I guess the next step is acrylic markers. A new medium. I don't even know where to begin with this. How do we cover it? There is a slight detour. You might have noticed in the original sketch, the acrylic marker covered a lot of the painting. Now, something happened that happens every single time I use watercolor. I get emotionally attached to the blooms and the splatters and the blends. They're just so pretty. I just love them so much and I can never cover them up, even though that is literally the plan. You know how we said the hair is pretty much all gonna be covered by ink? Look at it. How do we do that? I'm sorry, I can't. I cannot cover up the watercolor underneath. We have a little bit of red in the hair as well. It's just so pretty, I can't do it. So we're going in with ink now, which I guess means this is 4 mediums, right? Adding a little bit of line work. Not all over, just a little bit to hint at where the darkest shadows are. Honestly, we are making this up on the spot. And I guess moving on to the 4th art supply.
Stay with you. What's a few days? They won't miss me anyways. It's not the same.
Reaching for those scissors, it's collage.
Is it wrong if I say that I wanna stay? Say that I wanna stay with you.
The reason the face ended up about double the size is because of exactly this. You know how some people can work really small with miniatures and cut up these tiny pieces of paper or paint tiny little paintings? I do not have the patience for that. I would rather make the painting bigger so that we can paint with a nice big paintbrush. And we're not sticking down the most minuscule little pieces of paper. I mean, these are still ending up pretty small though. I don't have any plan here. I'm thinking the choker from the dress outfit that we can't see, a little bit on the earring, and a bow in the hair. I think that's the best place to go with this collage. But this is a completely new medium for me. I don't really know what we're doing. And I thought this would be a fun way to experiment. You never know, if you don't experiment with the art you create, you might never find out a particular subject or style or technique that you love. I have done mixed media before a little bit. Generally for the scene series, I will use use a lot of watercolor with color pencils, but I'm not sure that really counts as mixed media. It is only 2. Aside from that, I don't really have any experience. It is something I'd like to explore more, and I really like collage too. The only thing that holds me back with collage, I will say, it takes so long. In order to make a collage piece look good, you have to spend a lot of time on it, and the amount of time is just so much more than something like watercolor, which is generally quite a fast medium. That being said, collage looks so cool. And hey, if you want to see more, why don't you give this video a like? I'd love to make more. Subscribe if you haven't already, because I think we did it. Taking on SamDoesArts Viral Pause challenge, we created this using 4 separate mediums in a completely different style. And I hope by seeing this, it might encourage you to reach for those art supplies, combine them all together, and try out mixed media yourself. You might just love it. You never know. Well, have a lovely day, and I'll meet you back here in a few days' time. Bye bye.